The city of New Orleans has certainly lost an iconic figure. The passing of Tom Benson, of course, the Saints and Pelicans owner. And Jeff, it's almost, he's so synonymous with New Orleans because of the team and because of the passion and that he brought to having these professional franchises here in New Orleans. Just your thoughts on just the legacy maybe he leaves behind with such a, like I said, a passion for this city.
Well, Tom Benson, obviously a New Orleanian, a self-made billionaire who built a huge business empire, not only here in New Orleans, but also in San Antonio. And then in purchasing the teams, back when he bought, of course, the New Orleans Saints in 1985, he kept the teams in New Orleans. I think that's going to be part of his legacy is not only did he keep the teams local, but he also raised the standard in the building. That will be his greatest legacy because he changed the Saints from being a laughingstock to being a very competitive organization and ultimately brought a Super Bowl to the city of New Orleans.
Now, within this conversation, there's certainly been some good times and some times where Tom Benson was not in the greatest of light. Of course, that was in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, and when there was talk of maybe moving the team, and of course there was some angst about that. But ultimately, he did make the decision to come back. And how much do you think from that point on that Tom Benson's legacy basically improved as far as the perception of him in this city and in this region?
Well, there's no question he was a polarizing figure, but I think largely in the last decade, especially during the Sean Payton, Drew Brees era with the Saints, and the fact that Tom Benson stepped up and bought the Pelicans at a time when there was a lot of confusion and disarray in the management and ownership, I think he won over most New Orleanians, most Louisianans, because he was keeping these teams here, and he's also raised, I think, the standard at the Pelicans organization, trying to be competitive there, changing the name to the Pelicans, I think was part of his legacy as well. But certainly people will always remember his passion play with the city of San Antonio. It's going to be part of his legacy. But I think largely in the last decade or so, Tom Benson has become much more popular as an owner and will always be remembered, I think, in a favorable light by most New Orleanians.
And also, you can't discount, he's a shrewd businessman, but extremely philanthropic. Look at what he's done with Tulane, look at what he's done with things like at Ochsner, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm missing probably countless other things that he's done to help better either this community or things that he's very passionate about.
No, there's no question. He's been a great was a great civic leader during his time, and especially later in his life, became very passionate about giving back to the community, and certainly the community has benefited from having Tom Benson as an owner and over the years as just a civic leader in our city.
Absolutely. The city lost an iconic figure. And will forever be remembered here, Tom Benson, as he's passed on, and his legacy will live beyond him with the things that he's built. So for Larry Holder, for Jeff Duncan, thanks for joining us.